Welcome everybody. Hope you guys had a good week. The markets have actually been pretty consistent and there's some volatility. So hopefully you guys have been capitalizing on the moves. Also, let's look at the DXY and see what we could potentially forecast. So for the time being, we can see that price is still trading below this outer structure trend line. It failed to retest it, but we did forecast that price could potentially reverse from the trend line without having to touch it. Reason being is because there was a double confluence, actually a triple confluence for a confirmation for it to drop, which was a stop hunt of this resistance level, which was in confluence with a third tap of this trendline zone and also a level that we marked out. Hence why price depreciated rapidly prior to a tap of the trendline. So if we zoom in into DXY, what can we see? Price is broken with momentum and it's slowing down. It's now made a stop hunt of this double bottom and it's tapped the demand level. So if we just go into the 1 hour just to get a clearer picture, what can we see? We can see that price broke this trend line, not really with conviction or with momentum, but a steady breakout, which to me is signifying price could potentially reverse from this area. But again, if we look at the patterns forming, we can actually see some sort of a triangle. Let me just change that to white. So this this looks like a continuation pattern to the downside. It could break either way, but most likely it will break to the upside. Reason being is because the previous trend was so following a bearish trend, you've got some consolidation. Now we're expecting a potential breakout to the downside. However, if we look at price action and structure, how did price retest this level? What I mean by that is we can see that price is actually quite in a compressed manner, signifying that price could actually break to the upside. So again, this compression is telling me that price could potentially rally to the upside, even though we've got a bearish pattern. So this to me is telling me that price could either do one or two things. If we get a strong breakout to take out these highs with momentum, then I'll be looking at a retest and some sort of consolidation pattern to continue to new highs, to take out these highs most likely. So this is one scenario. Second scenario, if price is to break out and continue this pattern, then I'll be looking for a break of this level and catch some sort of a retest, potentially a double top stop hunt. Then we can get involved on a short to at least these lows if you look to the left. The dollar is really in two minds. So you need to weigh out the probabilities in your favor. Right now, even though this is a bearish pattern to continue south, what's below it? We've got a demand level, we've got compression, so I'm staying away from the dollar unless I get some sort of commitment. So that's the DXY. Next on the list for this week is CAD Yen. CAD Yen is an interesting pair. I've been forecasting a sell from around this zone here, but again, I'm waiting for some sort of a commitment or a confluence of this, some sort of a correction from this level. So once we get a reaction of this supply level / trendline tap, which is in confluence with a double top stop hunt, then I'll be looking to get involved. But first of all, if we get some sort of a reaction, get some momentum going, a small flag, then I could definitely continue this to new lows. However, I'm also conscious of the fact that price could even go higher. Since price is very near the previous highs, that to me signifies there's actually a chance of it spiking up before continuing to its probable pattern. So this is my scenario on CAD Yen. Again, a stop hunt of this level. If that doesn't occur, I'm actually prepared for some sort of break on structure on the smaller time frame, some commitment, catch some sort of a pattern, then I can definitely continue. So this would be one scenario. If either one fails and it somehow just drops from the current level, then again I'm prepared for a break and retest continuation. So I'm forecasting 3 potential scenarios. Obviously, if we get further confirmation, then I'll be looking to get involved. So right now, with CAD yen, you just have to be patient. Even though it's at a point of interest, I'm not really interested in selling it right now because, again, we have the double top and I've got some levels marked out. So this zone that you see here, let me just clear it out. This is an important zone. Either we get some further confirmation on the smaller time frames before we sell it south, or we get a complete stop hunt, then we can continue for a downtrend. I'm not really interested in selling it here with a stop loss just above, only because we're very near the previous highs. I need some sort of confirmation on the smaller time frame. So that's CAD yen. Next on the list is gold. No, dollar yen. I'm sure I was analyzing dollar yen earlier. Yes, dollar yen. So with dollar yen, this is a trade that I took recently. So with dollar yen, if we just zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, what can we see? We can see that yes, price has compressed above this larger pattern and we've seen some commitment. There's a lot of bearish momentum. So normally after bearish momentum was followed some sort of a correctional phase. So this is telling me that price is likely to continue south. Hey Bruno, are you in dollar yen as well? Yeah. Hopefully you're in a short, or maybe you're staying put until you get some sort of a trade. So right now, this is dollar yen, and right now I'm expecting a decline to at least these levels here. Really, I'll be very interested in buys. So let's do this again. I'm expecting. There's a few scenarios for yen. So let's zoom out. This is just a short-term entry. It's not really a high probability trade. It's just a valid trade. You know, I'm really interested in high probability trades. So if we can get some sort of a stop hunt of this trend line and further confirmation around this level here, whether it's a double top, double bottom stop hunt of a level I've marked out here, then I'll be looking to get involved. That's one scenario on dollar yen. Okay, so Bruno is saying that he's on the other side looking for the next entry. Fantastic. Same with GBP USD. He's looking for a high quality set. Fantastic, Bruno. So am I. So am I. I'll be breaking down GBP USD afterwards. So if we look at dollar yen and its structure, we can see that price is in some sort of an expanding pattern. So this is just telling me to stay put. So a few scenarios. There's my scenario playing out, which is a potential rally from here to new highs. I could easily be wrong and this could take me out. Take out these highs and then continue expanding formation towards this level, at least here, or even down here. So dollar yen, I'm staying put, but I'm trusting my analysis. Let me just clear this up. So this is dollar yen. The reason I got involved is because we had equal highs and we had a level I marked out on the smaller time frame with a tight stop loss, and I'm targeting the same scenario but on the flip side. I've got a double bottom equal lows with some levels marked out here. So the thing with your entries, they should really be identical to your exits. This will eliminate psychology. So if you've entered a trade, instead of coming out when you see a good profit or where you see a good exit criteria, just a simple take profit, it's always good to come out when you're expecting a potential reversal on the same entry checklist that you've got. So this exit is just the flip side of my entry. So this eliminates psychology and it just makes me trade a lot stress-free. So this is dollar yen. Just have to be patient with this one. So with dollar yen, if we look at the fundamentals, I was checking it earlier, dollar looking for renewed strength against yen. So if we just quickly, again, with fundamentals, take it with a pinch of salt. Personally, I don't really follow it, as in fully. I just take it with a pinch of salt, and I'm just conscious about it. So if we look at the dollar, it was climbing against the yen recently. There was a 3-day fall, which we can see here, this 3-day fall. But I then turned the dollar back up on the technical level for a 40-pip rally. That's the short-term rally that we currently see. Traders are presently figuring out if this indeed is a trend change or a sell on rally. So this to me is telling me exactly what I'm seeing. We don't know yet. The market is just trying to find its feet. It's 50-50, so it's best to stay away and just look for confirmation of a trend change, some sort of commitment or a momentum or a breakout. Then you just catch the retest. So right now, it's not really convincing, and you can see it here. It's in the middle here. It's either going to break out or break down or do a stop on. So dollar yen for a high probability trade, I'll be looking at some sort of strong commitment, then catch the first correction and continuation. The other high probability trade would be a reversal or a stop hunt or some sort of compression / pattern, and the other one would be obviously a complete breakout, catch the retest and continuation. So with dollar yen, just stay put for the high probability trade, let the market come to you. And that's dollar yen. Next on the list is gold. So with gold, again, keeping it really, really simple. We've had, I've been going over gold almost every day. I'm just expecting a stop hunt of this equal lows. Once we get that, because we can see some momentum, we've got momentum, some short mini compression. Now either a reversal from this zone to take out these highs towards a level that I've got here within this zone. Second scenario would be further decline to a outer demand level and a continuation. Trying to get involved now when it's some sort of consolidation period, it's a no. You want the market to come to you. So right now this is gold. Just staying put. I'm really, really, really interested in the sell. That is really what I'm interested at. If we look back and we see this sort of pattern here, let me just take this off, some equal highs just on the flip side. There we go. If we get some equal highs on this time frame, then I'll be looking at a stop hunt of the equal highs towards a level that we can probably see on the smaller time frame, and then a big downtrend. So this is something I'll be looking at on gold once we get up there. But right now, staying put. So I'm just expecting a rally. So this is this is a confluence for dollar weakness, because gold looks like it wants to continue rallying north. Next on the list is euro pound. Euro pound is a good one actually. If we look at euro pound again, I've forecasted a stop rally soon, since we've got a compression on the larger time frame. On the 1 hour, just get a clearer picture. What can we see on the 1 hour? We can see again some manipulation setups here that I've taken, and now I'm expecting the same on the flip side to rally to the upside. However, how did I get involved in this trade? I'm sure the same scenario that I see here is what's happening here, but on the flip side. So again, equal highs, the same as these equal lows. We've got the level on the smaller time frame, and this is a good confluence that I found, a second tap of the parallel channel. So this is something I'm really interested in. However, what else have we got? I'm sure there's a fib. If we just put in a fib from the previous high, again we can see a good confluence. We can see an A, B, C around this level, around the 71, 79, and the D extension is in an interesting place. The D extension is around this demand level and also a level that I've marked out here on a smaller time frame, which is in confluence with a fib extension minus 27 stop hunt and also a third tap of this parallel channel. So this is a good area that I'll be looking to get involved for a long position. And again, you can see that on the larger scale, on the flip side, we can see equal lows. So I'm expecting this sort of fractal on the smaller time frame. So this scenario here, as you can see, we can see the equal lows. We can see a rally that took out these highs. Now I'm expecting a stop hunt below the equal lows, somewhere around here. We just mark this out. So some sort of a stop hunt, which is the same scenario that's happened here. As you can see, a stop hunt of the equal lows and then a rally. So what I'm expecting here, I'm expecting a stop hunt of the equal lows and then a rally to new highs. So as you can see, this rally made a new high. So once I get a potential stop hunt of these equal lows, whether it's within this zone or this level here, I'm expecting new highs to at least the top of the channel. So this is euro pound. So I'm expecting right now short-term pound strength. Once we get the stop hunt, then I'll be very interested in pound weakness. Pound. Looking really interesting right now. It's all about patience. I'm just taking my time with it. I've been triggered and just let the market come to me. If this stops me out, then it stops me out. It's fine. I would not get involved unless we get strong commitment. Then I look for the same fractal, double bottom, stop hunt, equal lows, and then a continuation after a stop hunt. So this is euro pound. That's one scenario here. The next scenario would be obviously this potential rally from this level or even lower if I get stopped out. But before I get stopped out, I'd rather look for confirmation on the smaller time frames. This is going to indicate whether I'm going to hold a trade or not. So this would be another scenario. So GBP USD is looking interesting. Next on the bucket list is Euro New Zealand. Euro New Zealand's looking really clean. We've got some momentum. We've got a flag pending right now and two demand levels. If we zoom out onto the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price is now making higher highs and higher lows. So I'm expecting a potential higher low from this level. If we just go to the 1 hour, we can see some confluences. So a potential, this is one scenario, either a reversal of this level or this outer level and a rally towards the top of the trend line, which is in confluence with a level that I've got here. Also, another confluence that looks interesting is the fact that this area here is in confluence with a third tap of this outer structure channel. So we've got one tap, two tap, and a potential third tap. So there's a lot of confluences for a take profit. We've got the fib extension, we've got the level that I've spotted here, and we've got a tap of this outer structure trend line. But before we get there, the market needs some sort of liquidity to push price up to this level. Hence why I'm expecting liquidity to be tapped over here. I'm obviously also prepared if price does not reach these liquidity levels, then I'll look for a break and a retest continuation to the upside. So this is what I'm looking at on Euro New Zealand. That's Euro New Zealand. So hopefully a nice little stop hunt, which should be in confluence with the fib extension and the outer structure channel. So that's Euro New Zealand. Next on the list is Euro Aussie. Again, been forecasting this for a while. Double bottom stop hunt, equal lows in conjunction with the demand level. I still haven't found any confirmation on this, hence why I'm not involved yet. Plus euro, the other euros look a lot more interesting, so I might just stay put. Unless price develops and I see further confirmation, such as maybe, let's see, if we get this, a type of that level compression on a smaller time frame, a rejection around this level here. If this rejects, this will look interesting because we'll have equal lows from one tap and then an order potentially from here. But before I say the order, I need confirmation on the smaller time frames before taking long positions. Okay, let's take this off. Okay. So this is Euro New Zealand. Once we get further confirmation, either from this level, a stop one of these equal lows, and then a rally. And if price was to develop prior to that level and just breaks out from this wedge, then I'll be looking to get involved on some sort of a compression pattern and then a rally. So this is Euro Aussie, looking interesting as well. Next on the list is AUD USD. AUD USD, I'm keeping it really simple. As you can see, we've got a resistance here and we have a resistance here. If we get some sort of a reaction from this level, even if it's just a small reaction like this, then I know this will confirm an equal high. Once we've got equal highs, then I'll be expecting a stop hunt from either this level or a level further up before continuing south. So if we just add our confluences, what can we see? We can see that price is currently in an expanding formation / compression. And I like this pattern because normally what this means, the psychology of this pattern is once you see a double top, such as this here, we can see the scoop of the double top, and this will be the stop hunt around the third tap of this trend line. This is why I like this pattern, because it's a contrarian approach to trading a double top. So this double top is likely to get stopped out. So that's Aussie right there. We just mark out the levels I've got here. And as you can see, I've marked out a level on a smaller time frame, a nice level of liquidity, which hasn't been tapped yet, and that's perfectly in confluence with a potential third tap of this trend line and also a stop hunt of this level. So this is something I'll be looking to get involved. This would be a very, very good trade. And where am I expecting price to rally and depreciate from is a tap from this level here, and then first target will be the outer structure of this level, depending on how price approaches this trend line, whether it's in a compression manner, then I might just take profit at take profit 1, which is here, because there's a high probability that price will continue to the upside. So the way price approaches a level of interest is really going to determine the way you manage to trade. However, if price was to approach price in a momentum manner, then I know this is likely to break. And then a level to at least this level or this level before continuing the uptrend. So this is AUD USD. Looking really interesting. I'm expecting a stop hunt, which should happen pretty soon. So I'll set my alerts actually. Once I've got my alerts, then I know to be prepared for further confirmation on the smaller time frame. Again, I don't want to be setting an order if there's no confirmation on the smaller time frame. There's only a few occasions I'll set an order without looking at confirmation. So right now I need further confirmation for that on AUD USD. Next on the card is New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD, again, being patient, really, really patient with this one. We planned this trade, a potential third tap of this trend line, which was in conjunction, in confluence with a level that we marked out here. A third tap of this trend line, and now we're in. Long-term targets is this support level over here. If we tidy up structure, remember, whenever you see some sort of a bearish pattern at a trend line, you know there's a big possibility that price will continue to the downside. So normally you'll see a flag such as this, a bearish flag just above the trend line will drop. On this occasion, it's not like that. It's just hovering around the middle. Price doesn't have to be perfect all the time. So what am I expecting? I'm expecting some sort of a stop hunt, then a continuation to new lows. Once I get that stop hunt, then I can cover my stops even more. Right now it's on break even, but once I get the stop hunt, I can cover some stops and enter again. So this is New Zealand CAD, being really patient with it. With New Zealand CAD, its characteristics is that there's no trades for sometimes 1, 2, 3 weeks, but when it comes really clearly, and it just comes in almost a perfect manner. So NZD CAD and gold really respects patterns, but you need to be really patient until the market is really screaming at you. For example, this trade was screaming at me because I've been forecasting it for a while. It took out these previous lows, it made a new low, it then done a stop hunt of these equal highs, and I was forecasting a potential third tap of this trend line, which was in confluence with this level here. So you can set the order because I was forecasting it in advance. Now I'm forecasting this in advance, some sort of a stop hunt of either this high or this high, further confirmation just above here before executing a short position on New Zealand CAD. Next on the list is GBP USD. So with cable, again, you need to be patient with it. I'm not really interested, even though it's at a higher value area and it's at a point of interest. It's tapped a level of liquidity that I've spotted on the smaller time frame, which was all the way back here, but I've only updated it to here. So this is a level of liquidity. It's tapped it. We have a 1 tap, 2 tap, 3rd tap stop hunt of the pattern forming. And one thing with GBP USD, when you backtest it, normally you get a stop hunt of this larger pattern and another stop, even a further stop hunt. So this is why I'm being patient, because I've backtested years of GBP USD. Normally you get a stop hunt of this outer structure, a close back in, but notice the weak close back in. It's a faker, but look at the way it closed back in is weak. It's not confident. So it's a bit choppy. So I'm expecting one more stop hunt before continuing to these outer structure, and then a rally back up to at least 1.4, which if you look at the fundamentals on CTI, we're also expecting minimum to at least 1.4. We just quickly zoom in. So the pound propelled for past the old barrier of 3.7. Yes, it's taken it out. So yesterday we were talking about a run to 1.4, and it now looks closer than ever. The pound is on a 5-day winning streak of high prices and momentum is prevalent. So this is indicating that yes, price is likely to go to 1.4. It doesn't mean it has to go to 1.4 immediately, right? The longer picture on the fundamentals, the big term, long-term trade is yes, there is a big possibility for it to go to the psychological level. Doesn't mean it has to go there this week or next week. Hence why I'm expecting a decline. We need some sort of liquidity around a 3rd tap of this trend line. That liquidity will be the fuel to push price up to this level. So just to be conscious of fundamentals. So this is what I'm looking at. Also with GBP USD, what is structure telling me? We've got compression, with which yes, it confirms that price is likely to break out, and it did. However, if we remove this and we update it, what's price telling me now? Price is telling me, I'll just do this. Price has now shifted structure and it's now formed a bit of a bullish pattern. So this is telling me that it's unlikely for price to just drop from here. This looks like it's got one more move. It's got the compression, one more stop hunt, maybe wait for some equal highs, look for a level on the smaller time frames if you zoom out all the way to the left, and then a short to the previous trend line. So this is what I'm expecting on GBP USD, because price evolved and it updated pattern, and it's telling me that price is now looking like it could have one more push before it drops. If however price were to break out from this consolidation with momentum, you know, taking out these lows, and then you form a flag that would likely continue south, then yes, I'll be looking to get involved. But because price formed a bullish flag instead, following the break of the compression we had earlier, then that to me is telling me to be conscious and wary of trying to sell GBP USD right now, because price evolved and it updated. So you need to take a message from the market and adapt to it accordingly. So this is GBP USD. I'm expecting one more stop hunt, one more rally before a drop, which is in confluence with what I'm forecasting on Euro Pound. I'm expecting one more rally to take out, make a stop hunt before continuing south. So right now, this is what I've got for this week ahead. We hope you guys enjoyed today's forecast, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next episode. If you guys need any requests, just feel free to shoot me a message and I'll break down any of the following pairs. Hope you guys enjoyed it and trade safely. Bye bye.